Tips for balancing encounters. The issue being that sometimes you don't know what to put in combat with your players, right? You don't know if you're going to TPK them, total party kill. Generally speaking, you don't want to do that. Sometimes, sort of. Your first thought is probably this. The Watsy way. In the Monster Manual, it gives a suggestion that 4 3rd level PCs should equate to 1 Challenge 3 monster. You probably already know there's balance issues in, well, any game like this, but I'm going to show you how to ride that wave. If you're new to this system, for example 5e, and you're happily sat prepping for what lies ahead for your players, you will probably think of this. 4 players make the party, all, let's say they have 10 health each. So every player with 10 health equates to 1 monster with 40 health. Makes sense, they're equal in health points. Anything that is equal and just takes it in turns hitting each other, you would understand seems balanced. But that's not taking into account player economy. This 40-point monster will have its turn, and then it's someone else's turn, and someone else's turn, someone else's turn, someone else's turn. It doesn't get a go for 5 rounds, it just sits there getting slugged on. The nuance being that, of course, that's not really how it works. It saves, it can retaliate with reactions. But let's take goblins and their cousins, for example. A goblin has a challenge rating of 1/4. Maximum health is 12 health points. If a goblin boss is challenge 1, that is equal to 4 challenge 1/4 goblins. But look at the health. You would think 4 12s equal 48 in that method. But challenge 1 goblin boss has 36 health, less than that full total. But another goblin cousin, the bugbear, also challenge 1, but has 45 health. If bugbear's challenge 1 and a bugbear chief is challenge 3, you would think that a bugbear chief's health might be 3 times a bugbear normal, because it's just tripled in challenge rating. So it should be 135 health. If you have 3 bugbears, it would equal 135 health. But if you have 1 bugbear chief, it's only 100 health. Just over double a bugbear. So the maths doesn't equate. And finally, if we double a bugbear chief, level 3, we go to a level 6 monster, the hobgoblin warlord, challenge rating 6, 143 health at max. It simply doesn't work. And you don't need to do maths. You don't need to worry about this question. Let's look at why. 9 goblins in 1 single room is much tougher than 3 goblins in 3 consecutive rooms. 3 and then 3 and then 3. For a start, you can rest in between, generally speaking. Potentially, which alters the scale of hit points in the party's favour. But also it's the action economy again, isn't it? 9 goblins, certainly when you do them as a group, all your 9 goblins on that initiative order, could cause a lot of problems, easily. But could also all roll terribly. Let's be honest, it's somewhere in the middle. Averages are average because that's the most likelihood of what happens, particularly with groups of enemies. The numbers just equate, spread out, get to that middle line. Before we get to the points I'm trying to make, I want you to consider this last diagram. The party are in the middle with 3 choices. You can go and accost that commoner in the village. You can go to the 9 goblin camp, however they're split up, or you can go to the ancient red dragon. You're all level 3, what do you want to do? So this would be like the easy, medium, severe encounter. It's choice. It's their choice. You just populate your world with living, breathing things and let them decide to take on that option. You go down a passageway, you see there's a commoner sat on a box blocking the way. You go down the other corridor, there's an ancient dragon. You choose. Now my caveat to this is that I had a few level 3 players and they came across something very trivial very early on. Oh, I'll put in 2 wolves. They'll take care of them. Players rolled awful, and the pack tactics advantage rolling wolves rolled amazing. And they almost wipes everybody out. The dice will do what the dice want to do, and that throws balance out the window anyway. It's the randomness of the game that is one of the main draws. So now let's get to the nitty gritty. 1. Either your players can flee or the monster can flee at any point. Round 1, round 10. If my players chose to go up against an ancient red dragon, just like a human being will run away from a bee, sometimes it's just, oh, that stings, it's a nuisance, I'm going. The bee wins, you know? So the ancient red dragon could think, I'm just not in the mood for this. Some tiny little lice are annoying me, I'm gonna leave. Lesser monsters, survival instinct. An owlbear might start with good game, 2 rounds, and then think, oh, to hell with this. I'm out of here. This hurts. Any of your monsters don't have to fight to the death. It's better if they all don't. Variety is the key. 2. There on the stats, it says, in brackets, what to roll for the health. Every single monster in your world, be it 1,000 goblins, you just keep rolling those health, and there's variety. You might have an easy goblin, you might have a hard goblin. That goes for any monster. So you could roll random health, as I say, or you could just choose. Now, in my game, I do full health. I do full health because I want the full expanse of what my players can do and what my monsters can do. That is a choice we make, and it's right for us. No need to comment. Or you can just not really give monsters health.
What were you thinking?
Yes, you fight until you feel like the combat's gone on long enough. The next blow will fell your beast. No counting needed. It's the moment, it's the experience. It's the allowing the players to do their cool stuff and be on to the next thing. Now, your players are not the only people in the world, so other people could help. Walking by, townsfolk, the guards, NPCs. The players can often conjure help, summon things. If they use their tactics and strategies right, they can swing the odds in their favour if your monster's too strong. You know what, guys? I think we need a few swarms here. We think we need new wild shapes, temporary hit points, whatever we can conjure. Next, that's not the only monster in the area. Quite often, like, I'll give you an example, some of the Jurassic Park films will have suddenly a second dinosaur jump into the first dinosaur and help out the players in a way, but not meaning to help the players. A distraction, food runs by, that big monster starts attacking that instead. A distraction is what I'm saying. Or the fight will trigger environmental effects. What about a sinkhole? Going through the floor into a pit, falls a monster, rain down attacks on it from above. Or a rock fall. Or what about, as they should generally be, cover. Give your players something to buff their AC with. If they stand out in the open and you've provided cover, I don't care if it's balanced or not. Those players deserve what they're getting. You could, if you wanted to get into the nitty gritty, look at what is the average damage output for the party. And what is the average, per turn. The average 2 claw attacks is 9 plus 9. It's going to be probably 18 damage. If using averages, the dice rolls generally do average out. 18 damage for this monster, right? And your players can output 36 damage as a general goal. You know that it's going to be easy to moderate, depending on the dice. But who wants to do all that? Put in a cool monster, see how they handle it, and next point, non-lethals. Let the monster grapple someone rather than attack. Let them shove rather than attack. Let them not attack and reposition. If I were you, I'd put the creatures in your game and be ready to adjust no matter what. Always have a backup of, if things get tough, this'll happen. If things too easy, it's got more health, it hits harder. Truth is, they don't want to walk into a fight and go, I know exactly what the health of this is. I know exactly the moves of this monster. Did they really know that troll has got a magical ring in its belly from an eaten adventurer and now it's attuned to it and can cast lightning? Probably not. but it's cool.